What's up everyone, and welcome back to Tac-Com. In today's video, we will be discussing the Heavy class. This was once considered to be one of the most OP classes when the game first launched. It hasn't really been directly nerfed, but the turret nerfs haven't exactly helped. Not only that, but in Rise of the Horde, most classes got decent upgrades, but the Heavy didn't quite get a huge boost. Oh well, it's still a great class, and we'll still want at least one Heavy per run. When playing as the Heavy, you spawn with a boom shot, a retro lancer, and a bolt hawk. The only class to spawn with a bolt hawk, I'll add. The current meta seems to be really dominated by sentries. For this reason, we're not seeing too many of the turret-centric runs that we used to see. That said, the Heavy on a turret is still one of the best ways to dish out damage in the game. It's really up to your team as to if you're willing to spend the cash on it. The biggest tip I'll give with the turret is to ensure that you're managing your cooldowns wisely. Don't overheat. I rarely go above 75% heat. Wait, is that the right terminology? 75% heat? Oh well, just don't let it fill up too much. If there's a big guy coming up, it's sometimes wise to take a slight pause before shooting. Yeah, sure, the enemy will last a little bit longer, but you're less likely to overheat. If you have multiple turrets, make sure you guys stagger your cooldowns as well. I play with the Elite controller, and when I get on a turret, I have a control scheme with cooldown set to one of my paddles, which I keep held down at all times, so if I'm not shooting, I'm automatically cooling. But let's say you're like me, and you've gotten tired of turrets. The alternatives are the ever-popular salvo strategy, and the good old explosive launcher strat. In case you don't remember from the turret versus salvo video I did a while back, the salvo is right up there as the best way to deal out damage. It also doesn't really require many additional cards on top of what you would normally run, and it won't cost the entire team a fortune in turret cost. When running with a salvo, I've got 4 main tips for you. Number 1, aim low. The salvo isn't accurate, especially at range, so just with most explosive weapons, aim at the feet. If you miss, you'll still get a ton of splash damage. And honestly, the splash damage from the salvo is on par with the direct hit damage, so you're really not missing much. The second tip is to make sure you account for the fact that there are 4 rocket chambers on the salvo. Just keep this in mind when it appears that some of the shots are going left, right, or up or down. The ones that go down are what bring us to tip number 3, and that is to be careful of the cover you're on. When aiming low and firing from one of the lower chambers, there's tendency for people to hit the cover that they're on, and nobody likes that. Thin cover is best, but if you can't find thin cover, try to find something lower or far enough back so you're not shooting down at too steep of an angle. The last tip of the salvo goes for all heavy weapons, though the salvo is really the only one worth using. Be sure not to use up all of the ammo. You'll drop your weapon and it will disappear. Make sure that you keep at least 1 shot in the chamber and then go put it in the weapons locker. The weapon locker is really the Heavy's best friend. If you're not using it for salvos, chances are you're using it for one of your explosive launchers. Some of my friends love using the torque bow, but personally the boom shot and drop shot are my go-tos. These things can really put out an insane amount of damage, so just keep toggling them in the weapons locker to keep them refilled. Occasionally, it's nice to hold on to your retro, just, if you need to get some steady damage on stuff. I don't normally keep it for very long, as I'll trade it out for a drop shot ASAP. On that note, don't just get rid of it. The soldier is a beast with the retro, and the engineer basically has no weapons worth using, so I'm sure one of them would gladly take it off your hands. Now let's say that you're wanting to change things up a bit, or maybe you're going for one of the headshot bonus objectives. The Heavy is the only class that spawns with a bolt hawk, and that thing is crazy powerful. It's even stronger if you have the pistol expert card on. Here you can see a damage chart for how much damage each pistol does on each shot, as well as the total damage in the clip. Note that this isn't a compounding damage as someone initially thought it was. I've got that shown here. This does a ton more damage, but sadly it's not the case. Either way, if the Heavy has space for this card, it's quite a powerful tool you have at your disposal. Now, the last thing I wanted to cover for the Heavy is the tip for taking on carriers. When the carrier opens its chest and sends out those nasty cankers at you, the Heavy is probably the best line of defense. Shoot a boom, or really any explosive, at the right time, and you'll not only hit the crit spot, but you'll also destroy all of the cankers. Go ahead, give it a try. Your teammates will thank you. And that's pretty much it for the Heavy class. There's 3 main playstyles I've seen, and they are all extremely efficient at putting damage down range. You have your turrets, you've got your explosive launchers, and you have your salvos. I really don't play as the Heavy too often, so be sure to leave a comment down below. What did I miss in this video, and what playstyle do you use when you're playing as the Heavy? Also be sure to check back tomorrow as we'll be putting out the Soldier Guide. If you found this helpful, be sure to drop a like and subscribe to keep up with our content. I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Hey everyone, being this is our last planned set of Gears of War 4 Horde Guides, I wanted to do what I can to ensure that these are accurate. For that reason, I'll be pinning a comment to each of the videos with 3 things. 1. A link to a Reddit thread discussing Horde. 2. A link to a forum thread discussing Horde. And 3. A list of updates based on feedback. So please, if you disagree with something or if you want to discuss anything further, please reach out to me in any of the 3 places above or on Twitter. We're normally pretty good about responding, and I'll do what I can to keep these pinned comments updated. Note that these may not all be live as soon as the videos go up, but I'll hopefully have them together within a week or 2. Thanks again to everyone who's watched these videos, and I look forward to experiencing Gears 5 with you all next year.